Well, these are the darkest of times. I'm not posting this on Super Bowl, and this video has nothing to do with the fact that today is the day of the Super Bowl, although it has everything to do with the fact that today is the Super Bowl. I have been a Cowboy fan since 1972 when I moved to Dallas when I was 6 years old. I grew up with winners, and I came to love the star on the hat, the helmet, the hat. When the Cowboys would lose, I would cry myself to sleep at night. I was 6, 7, 8, 10 years old. I'd go to school. Mondays were dismal. I would literally couldn't talk. When the Cowboys would win, it was great. It was often they'd win. They were great. They were a great team. I love this team. I love Tom Landry. I love Roger Staubach. I love Tony Dorsett. I love Leroy Jordan. I love Randy White. I love Total Jones. I love Everson Walls. I love Harvey Martin. I love, Robert Newhouse, Drew Pearson. I don't know. And then later on, I loved Troy Aikman. I love Emmitt Smith. I love Michael Irvin. I love Jay Novacek. I love Doug Cosby. List goes on and on. This was my team through the 80s, through the 90s, and back in the 70s. And when I moved to the Bay Area in 1989, really, 84 to 89, I was in California. But I never became a Niner fan. Couldn't do it. I just loved my team. And between 1972 and 1995, we won 5 Super Bowls. We went to, I think, 3 other Super Bowls. Every year, we were a threat to make it into the playoffs. And when we made it into the playoffs, we were going deep into the playoffs. Not just one game here or there. But since 1995, and when, we know what happened. We know what happened. This team has become a joke. We are a perennial tease, except when we're absolutely terrible, which we've been for a number of years too. But it's not that we've had haven't had great players. We've had great players. This year we probably had one of the 5 best rosters, and that's pretty unarguable. That's a vote by the players. But this coach can't get it done. I'm not sure how he did it in Green Bay. And any Green Bay fan I've ever talked to is very happy that McCarthy is gone. They don't like him either. His quarterback can't get it done. I don't know how he finishes second in MVP voting. I mean, that's a joke. To get to the Super Bowl, you have to win. To win a Super Bowl, you have to win 4 games. Well, maybe 3 if you're the number 1 seed in your side. But it's 4 games. You have to put together 4 games. This is why, I love Tony Romo, and I loved him. Romo was a great guy, but he could never win a Super Bowl because he'd have to put it together 4 straight games. And Romo can't put together 4 straight games. And this quarterback that we got can't put together 4 straight games. He can't. I mean, this guy can be this quarterback's at best a role player. He doesn't make things happen. He can't do what we saw Jordan Love do on the field when we got smoked in the playoffs. But it's not just Dak and McCarthy. We all know what the problem is. What's the common denominator here? It's Jerry Jones. That egomaniac thinks he's the guy that makes this whole thing run. And unfortunately, he kind of is the thing that makes it run. And it runs pretty poorly, if you ask me. He's a loser. And this is not subjective. This is objectively, he is a loser. He is one of the worst playoff teams, really, in the last 30, almost 30 years. I'm half of my life the Cowboys were great, and half of my life the Cowboys have been terrible. I'm 57 years old, and since almost 29 years now, 28 years, they're half my life. They've been flipping so mediocre, really teasy good in the regular season, but their playoff, they're just not there. And we will never, ever, ever get it done with this owner. That's a fact. So What am I going to do? I'm not going to do what Skip Bayless did and just give up on the Cowboys. I mean, I heard that he's going to give up on the Cowboys and try and find a new team. I am not going to do that because this is my team. So I'm simply going to take my Cowboy stuff off. And I'm just going to put it away. And it's going to go away until Jerry sells the team, until McCarthy is fired, until we realize that this quarterback ain't going to get it done. I mean, Jerry Jones does things like committing way too much money to guys like, we knew when we gave all that money to Ezekiel Elliott, that was just going to kill us for a number of years, just hamstring us until we finally got out of that contract. And we're kind of doing it right now. We're hitching our wagons with all this money to Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott he's QB 12, 15 in the league. There's 10 better quarterbacks. I mean, you just go down the list. I mean, you could just look at Jalen Hurts. You can look at Josh Allen. You can look at Pat Mahomes. You can look at Justin Herbert. You can look at Jordan Love. I mean, you can look at Brock Purdy. I mean, there's just you could just go. You could list until if you line up all the quarterbacks up against the wall. I mean, Dak is quarterback 12, 13, 14, 15. Honestly. And this promise of all in, we're going all in. All in is what the Los Angeles Dodgers did. So if he wants to go, Jerry Jones wants to go all in, you do something like what the Dodgers did, and they go all in. They go buying the best player in the world. They go buy the second best, the MVP pitcher for 3 years in Japan. You go getting quality guys like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. All right, I'm going to get off my Dodger thing. But that's all in. All in isn't rehiring Mike Zimmer. I'm sorry. Bye-bye, Cowboys. Bye-bye this Cowboys. I am not going to go become a Niner fan. Can't do it. I can't go become a Eagles. I don't know. I get a Redskin fan, a Chiefs fan. I can you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to become a fantasy football player. Fantasy football fan. At least then I can have some control and have some say. And when the Cowboys, when you figure all this stuff out, I'll start buying your swag again and take it out of the box because I'm just going to go put it away in a box. Fold this up. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just going to put it away because Staubach was the real deal. Aikman is the real deal. This star can become great again. But it is not with the current formula. That's all I have.